the Glacius hybrid wave synthesizer. Check it out with me right now. Okay, so this is the Glacius X. Let me show you a couple sounds and then we'll go ahead and make a sound from scratch. This one's called Bitmorpher Bell. This one is a glitch. It's called Black Soul Exodus Bells. As you can see, it's got the glitch going on. This is a gated one. It's called Alpha Morph Saw. As you probably noticed, there's different skins. Cyber Gray, Black Ice, Digital Glacier White, Golden Ratio, Apocalypse Gray. You know who Apocalypse is, right? That's me. Matrix Green, Codeine Purple, Nexia's Void, and Parallax White. This is called Ambient Cobain. It's a guitar. You could hear the impulse reverb in that one. Alright, this one is Judgment Upon Us, one of the newer sounds. You know, glitch is a new sound, as you can see, GL. HT is a new type of sound. It's a hit. Well, I'll start with some of those because I like those. Those are real inspirational to get you started with some like power. This one's called Godzilla Brass Stomp. Let's check Black Sun Religion. Homicide Stomp, I like using this one. That trap vibe. Lair of Thanos. Alright, so those are hits. There's a bunch of those. I'll show you some bells. Alright, Chinese Tail. Acidic Tryptamine Bells. You can hear the bit pass right there. I'll play with it so you can hear what it's doing. Very cool effect. Let's try, I'll show you a clean one. Apox Ambient Toy Bell. Alright, so you can see there's massive amounts of bells. Let me show you, I don't know, let me look for a random one. Little can bells, those probably might sound cool. Hybrid Dream Bell. Alright, brass. Let's check out Big Opus Staccato. Heroic Glory Horns. choirs. Alien Prophets. Sounds pretty cool, right? Amenti rulers. You're probably like, what the hell is Amenti? Well, there's something called the Halls of Amenti, which is an Egyptian knowledge is Amenti is the afterlife, the underworld. How about Apoc's breath? You know who Apoc is. I keep saying it. Apocalypse, sound designer. That's me, yours truly. All right. So I'll show you some chords. There's a lot of those. So that's for like club style production. All right. So let's go to Big Euro Clubbers. Give it a second to load. I'll show you what's in it. In the meantime, it's chords. It has the scales and chords, and it has chords already predetermined for C minor. Of course, you can change it to major or minor right here. The number of notes in your chord, and you could add alternate notes, open chords, closed chords, and huge chords. I'll show you what it sounds like. And I'm just pressing one key at a time, and actually it's just keys right next to each other. Very cool. And if you want to see what the difference is, this is a very useful option on your combinator for making different vibes, still big vibes. Huge. Let's leave open and huge. Listen to this. I really like those chords. There's lots of them. I'll show you. Let's see what's pop producer. That's gotta be cool. There's by the way, there's a bunch of piano chords in here, as well as leads and a few brass and strings. All right, let's see pop producer. Very cool. All right, let's check out. We went through brass, bells, choirs, some combinators, some drums. There's a lot of drums, as you could see, all pitched. I'll show you this murder snare. All pitched that way you could do your breakdown. Lots. There's a couple drum sets too. Analog 808 style. And you got your glitch sets. Let me make a beat real quick. I'll do a quick little one. That's where you could just see what it sounded like. Oh no, that's not the glitch. That's a slight glitch. Let me show you the crazy sounding glitch. So crazy sounds. Anyways, there's a lot of subs in here. A lot of snares and stuff. All right, let's go. I'll show you an effect. Let's see. Apox explosion. That's cool. Analog zap. Robotic mouth. All right, so those effects are cool. All right, listen, the gated, I fuck with gated because that's the trap vibe. It's just that digital vibe. Bit pass alien technology. Gotta have a bit pass frequency in there. Dopamine nectar. Sick. All right, I showed you, I think, one glitch sound. Let's go through a couple more. All right, stutter technology. That one's cool. You can hear it glitching. And when you take the mix down, you can see what it actually did and what it's not doing. Cool. Haunted Liu Kang. That's gotta be a cool one. I knew that was a funny one. That's why I pressed it. All right. Fidelity Trip. It's gotta be some trap stuff. Yeah, that's trap stuff. Glitchplex. So as you can see, it really gets down into the digital vibe. Guitars, I showed you, I think, one. Let's see if we could find something with some analog vibe to it. All right, S has a little analog to it. See, it has a little bit of that like Rockstar vibe. All right, Rockstar Overdrive. This one's got to have a lot of power in it. Yeah. Stratocaster muted. Really beautiful guitars. All right, keys. I'll show you a couple keys. These are really like smooth. Dream Roads. You hear a little bit of me pressing the keyboard. That's just my mic picking it up. Leads, tons of leads. You know I love leads because this is where the future sound comes from. Not future as in the rapper, but like future as in just the future. All right, helium reversal. Let's see what that is. Futuristic as fuck. Mystical envelopes. see. Skinny super saw. Even the skinny ones sound dope. Wind gods. Yeah, so this thing is jam-packed full of crazy new stuff. Stuff you've never heard. Let's see, what's altered neurotoxins? That was a mono synth. Let's see. A bunch of those are cool. Let's see what's activist prescriptions. Hear a little bit of that ocean in the back. Japanese futures. Yeah, that's some futuristic stuff. Rockstar Utopia. Alright, I'll show you a couple pianos. Pray for us. It's gotta be some demonic type of detuned effect. Sounds cool. Insidious Sinner piano. Yeah, I like Insidious type vibes. Alright, let's go through some plucks and then we'll go ahead. I'll show you everything in the process of designing a sound. Analog micro saw. Let's see. Frozen fractals. Let's try that. I need to brush up on my playing skills. Polysynths. What's bit pass ghosts? I like bit pass. That's one of my favorite parts. This is this right here. If you know me as a sound designer, you know I like the ghost sound. It's actually a vibrato, which I'll show you how to do really easy. Cyber embers. Filtering. There's risers and fallers. So I'll just show you a quick riser. You know that's like a transition for before the beat drops. Strings. What is Geneva Violins? Let's hear what that sounds like. So you got unique sounding stuff in here. It's not all the same stuff you're used to. Hoffman's section. Splendid bows. sub bass, as you know, there's going to be a lot of those. I'll show you the square drill sub. A bit more for bell. That definitely should be in woodwinds. That was a mistake. I mean, that should be in the bells. Oh, actually, those are not in there. Those are just the ones that are easily accessible in the factory bank. Sort of like the previewed ones or featured ones. All right, here's analog flute. Classic flute designed by ABC DJ Furtive. Really dope. Ethnic flute. Legato F shift flute. F shift is formant shift right here. It's also a new type of effect. I really didn't explain that much, but it's a really cool sound. Pennywise Flutes, if anyone knows about Stephen King's It. I don't know the keys to it, but it sounds like it. All right, so let's go ahead and reset the device. I'll show you real quick. This is how you change the GUI. Just go to this tab right here, and you pick whatever one you like. We'll go with Nexia's Void for right now. The browser, this is where you have X1, 2, and 3. You get to basically pick your sounds here. So let's pick a bell. Let's go to Ionic Dream Bell. And let's leave these off for right now. So, all right. So it's going to basically give you your focus right here, which is sort of a dry signal. Yet it still goes to the main effects, but not these exclusive effects. So if you want to send a signal to the left and to the right of the X1, you could light these up. Now you see it gets louder because it's layering the signal. It's parallel. So now add a little hardcore. Let's see what that does. Put the mix up. Let's put a little pitch modulations for the fatness. Little bit of juice. Now on and off so you can hear. Makes it fatter a little bit. Let's give a little release. Let me show you what the pulse trip can do, what it's capable of. Let's turn off the focus and I'll show you exclusively what it's doing. Add fatness. Very cool. And this is not a very long sustaining sound, so let me get a longer one so you can hear what it'll sound like with a longer sustain. Now we could turn off the hardcore and hear just that. Pulse speed. Turn that back on. Okay, so focus will basically listen to it. It'll bring in the dry signal. Now we want to send that same thing over here. Let's see how it's going to sound in the vortex saw. Very cool. It has the V-saw already. Let me mute the other sides so you can hear what exactly is going on. The V-saw is about 75%. Let me turn it off. Powerful and beautiful saw, phase lift. Detune. Resonance, I love this. Now, let me add in the other stuff we're doing now that we got this playing. We're playing with it. Pretty cool. Turn down the release. All right, we have, before we go to the glitch, let's put a little impulse and a little delay on that. Juice those up. Let's slow this down a little bit. Bring this down. Now, the reverse glitch, let's put that on and let me show you what it's going to do. Matter of fact, let me record something real quick. That way we could just play with it. Record. Not very dope of sound, but let's just keep it anyway, because it's alright. I'm gonna tweak the sound real quick. Oh, you hear some glitch going on. Gate length and depth. Glitch filter. Let's give it some offsets. So you see the grid rate is how fast the clips go. Grid steps, how many times it'll grab and glitch. The pitch will change the pitch. This is reversed. You can hear it better probably like this. And of course you can play around with all the offsets, the engage offsets, to have a crazy new combination. And that was all with one sound. There's close to 100 sounds in here, bass sounds, and about 900 presets. So I'll show you the master filter. Resonance is real nice on it. High pass, band pass, and band reject. You have your filter mod. Which is directly connected to your master filter. Now you have your vibrato. I'll show you how that works. Let me take the pulse trip off so it's a little slower and the glitch. Okay, so your vibrato is going to give you a ghostly sound or a pitch drift. Or you could change it to the random sign. The random waveform, and now you have a tape drift. Slow it down to about, say, 20. With pianos, that'll sound like it's sort of vintage. Oh, I got all the effects on. Almost like it's broken. Let's turn it down a little. So that's what vibrato does. Your LFOs, that's where you could link your LFOs to, say, a mod matrix destination. That's your source. Say we want to put it on the filter and automate this. So we'll put that halfway and we'll put this all the way up. And now LFO 3 is controlling your filter. You could tempo sync it if you want. Put a delay or route it directly to the mod wheel. So that way it doesn't do anything until the mod wheel's on. There's lots of sources and many destinations, and that's a cool way to sound design. I won't get into that right now, it's kind of advanced, but sound designers know what's up. Alright, so basically the envelopes work the same way. You pick an envelope and put your amount, and then you find wherever you want to apply your envelope. If you wanted to, for say instance, add it to the pan or something, but or any of the effects. Alright, so the sampler section is right here. Oh, by the way, say you added another sound right here, so now you have two sounds. You gotta press this to route it somewhere or have the main focus on. See, if it's off here, you won't hear it, but you gotta light them up. And that's where you route your channels, your layers. See how quick we just came out with a dope sound. Alright. Might have to save that. Alright, sampler. this is where you could import a sound. Say you wanted to import, I don't know, a bell. Let's just import this bell. Now, you just light up your X sample. Let's take this off. Or you wanted to put another bell. Or you wanted to layer it, so then you press slot 2 and then drop the bell right there. And those are, you could still route those to any section you want. Like say, for instance, you wanted the V-saw off, you turn that down. And then you wanted the bit pass on that to give it a crushed sound. Let's turn this up a little bit. More of a crush. Super crush. Demolish, crushed. I like this one. And then juice up, let's try another reverb. Juice it up, put some decay, little pre-delay. Feedback. And that's just from the sampler section, nothing else is playing. Now say you wanted to layer your other stuff. And maybe a little pulse trip. So it gets really cool and you could add a lot of things. It's just, it's a lot of fun. And by the way, there's 16 slots, so you could go deep and add a lot of samples in here if you want to. I know I definitely will be adding some. Now your compressor, this is for the advanced designer. If you're not super advanced, you might, I mean, you don't have to be super advanced, but it's a little technical. Your limiter up here does most of it automatically. It'll stop it from clipping and you could juice it up if you want. But here is where you can do parallel compression. You could up your output decibels, your compressor release and attack. Slam is the super slamming option if you want to slam snares. A couple of the snares I have on slam is enabled for that 3/6 Mafia fat snare vibe ratio. Your decibels, your punch fast smooth mode, a detector release, detector attack. Now detector high frequency and detector low frequency are really actually useful because it tells the compressor where to respond to. So if you put the highs up, it's going to respond only to the highs. If you put the lows up, it'll respond only to the lows. So it's sort of like adding a side chaining exactly what frequencies you want into the compressor, highs or lows. So that's really useful when you want to get your sound a certain way, a certain sound. And I find them really nice on guitars. If you listen to any of the guitars, they're in there. The compressors are on a lot of those, and a lot of drums too. But yeah, so that's the Glacius, man. The back, you have your main outputs, you have your X your dry X outputs. There's a noise level for, I forgot to tell you, there's white noise. And your white noise levels right here. If you wanted to tweak it high or low, and you could turn it off and on right now. And it gets passed through the whole signal. Actually, no, it doesn't get passed through the whole signal. It gets bypassed through the whole signal, so you could keep your V noise outside of everything and it'll still add that, like, that watery texture. All right, so we have gate and CV inputs, filter CV frequency and resonance inputs, and your X layer volume CV inputs, so you could actually control each sound with CVs if you wanted to. Max voices, and yeah, a couple more secrets I won't tell you about. Just kidding. But yeah, so that's the Glacius, and I hope you guys enjoyed this little overview.